All right, welcome to a new vlog. Thank you guys for watching. All right, so I'm gonna talk briefly for all the sellers out there right now that are potentially thinking about selling, and if you are going to sell, like right now is probably one of the best times we've ever had in a really long time. And it made me want to talk about this right now because here I am. I'm literally pounding the pavement. I'm in the trenches, rolling up my sleeves, I have buyer letters, following up with phone calls. I'm calling people, I'm calling areas, I'm calling particular subdivisions and saying, look, I've got, buyers are interested. Have you had any thoughts of selling? Because, nobody knows, but I think, at least through the summer and the fall and probably throughout this year, it's gonna remain like a seller's market, and then obviously that could potentially change next year, just because it's too early to predict how things are gonna kind of look this far out. But what I can say with certainty is this year is going to be just an excellent time for sellers to put their houses on the market, to test the market. And I've had people say, well, do I have to, I want to do all this, and I've got this laundry list of stuff, and I want to paint, and I want a new carpet. Normally I would say yes, and I would say yes to like the staging, and I would say, let's absolutely do all this stuff. But now what I'm basically encouraging people, it's just, come to market, because you don't know when things will change and the market will swing where it's more neutral, but right now it's there. So no, you don't need to do all these projects. If the house, in general, shows well, it's definitely a time to go to market and be aggressive and see, because I had a client come to me and say, gee, my neighbor's thinking about buying the house. That's like one person, and you don't know if you can't bid that thing up, because we're seeing, properties getting bid up, because if you put it out to the world, and you put it out to everybody, that's the way you kind of create that sense of urgency and getting people to where they get emotionally attached to things. Because selling to the neighbor, yeah, that's great and that's at ease, but what if you left $100,000, $300,000, $500,000 on the table because you're just, you're limited to this? Put it out there and just see, and if you have a change of heart, well, then you can always, take your property off, off the market. So that's it. I just kind of wanted to talk briefly about, and I'm happy to kind of dive in a little bit more, into our strategies and what we're doing, to, kind of market the property properly, create that sense of urgency, and continue to kind of set new records. And, my track record speaks for itself. I did 100 million last year. I made the Real Trends list. Out of 1.4 million, agents, I was 200, in top 10 in Aspen. So I know what I'm doing, and I'm happy to, sit down and consult and give, just free advice. It's this is what I love to do. I live for this stuff, and I'm happy just to, really kind of go through things. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.